Welcome to AAJ On Location. My name is Suki Pingalia. I am the host for this program. Today, AAJ Studios, we are delighted to have Al Rauda, who will be running in the next federal election in Burnaby South. He's a family man, a businessman, community activist, and gets involved in so many different community initiatives. Today, we'll get a chance to find out a little bit more about him and also about the platform that he's standing on with PPC and some of the changes that he wants to see when he's elected for this election. So please help me welcome Al. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I know, you came all the way from Burnaby to the studio, and we appreciate for you to come down here.
No, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. So thank you for having me.
Excellent, excellent. So, our viewers probably want to know, the ones that don't know you yet, who you are as a person. Let's start off with, where were you born and how long have you lived in Burnaby?
Okay, yeah. My parents migrated here from Lebanon back in 1974.
Okay.
And so I was born in Edmonton, Alberta. And, small town, family values, atmosphere.
Okay.
And then basically moved here to BC. My first time I was 17, 18 years old.
Okay.
And, just always been hopping back and forth. Been all across Canada, lived in Toronto for a little while, in Scarborough. But Burnaby South has always been my community. I've lived here for, over 20 years now. So
oh, wow.
It's definitely, I can relate to people, and I just love my community very much.
Well, look, Burnaby South, when you talk about the landscape of Burnaby South and you look at all the initiative, the buildings and all that, so much change has happened, hasn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes. Over the last 20 years, it's been incredible with what's happened, yeah.
Excellent. So tell me more. Are you married? Do you have kids?
Right now, I have my girlfriend. We've been together for almost 3 years, so we're pretty much married.
Okay.
And so we're good.
Beautiful.
Happy life. Happy life. Happy life. Right?
You got to be happy. When you're standing up advocating for people, the strength comes from within, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, what made you decide to run for federal election?
Well, I've been always kind of involved in the political spectrum.
Okay.
Just more on the inside of things, not really out in the public eye. But I decided to get involved ever since Maxime Bernier first announced he was leaving the Conservative Party.
All right.
And he did that for a very good reason. It's been so long since Canadians have had a real voice. And the one thing that really, really stood up was the morale of the integrity that we need as a leader. And I saw that in Maxime Bernier as soon as he stepped up and he denounced what the Conservative Party has basically let go of.
Okay.
And that is, we believe in fairness for all the people.
Okay.
We believe in respect for all the people. We believe in, personal responsibility. We believe in equality, unity. We believe in the people. The people have a right. The freedoms are very important.
Okay.
And personally, why I decided to run is when our vets came up to me as soon as I announced, they started telling me all these stories and why is the country starting to end up like this? Why is Justin Trudeau doing this? And that is why I'm here. It's because our soldiers died for our cause.
That's right, of course.
And I take that deeply to heart. I was in cadets when I was a kid for a good 4 years, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I moved up to petty officer first class. And
so petty officer, you were in the Air Cadets. Sea Cadets.
Yes, and I actually studied right on HMCS Quadra Island right here in Vancouver.
Oh.
14 years old.
Was that the one out in Stanley Park?
No, it's actually on the island.
Island, okay.
Site coordinator.
Well, I was a cadet, then I went on as an officer.
Oh, yeah?
I ended up as a captain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, then I retired. In fact, I just called Ottawa to get my military records because I want to go back in again.
It's a great experience.
It is. Yeah. Did you get a chance to go to any of the camps and so forth?
Yes, well, I did my training, basic training, then my JL after that is what we called it. So basically, you're just on your rations. You're hiking up in the mountains for a good 3 days, 4 days. Yeah. And just, it's called the confidence course. Of course, you remember probably.
Yeah.
No, it's a rigorous disciplinary training.
It's one of the best programs in there. I'm a true believer in the cadet program. The kind of skill set
Yes.
and the mindset it gives you is unbelievable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
makes you up to what we are fighting for.
Well, you know, respect for you for being in the cadet program, buddy.
Oh, thank
As
you.
petty officer, that's good. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Saturdays at 1:30 p.m., Alive with Aman brings you important conversations with leaders in our communities. Fridays at 8:30 p.m., join Rasta Mike for a look at African and Caribbean culture through music and community events, presented in English.
So, you know, I mean, since we're talking about youth, what is your view with respect to, you know, this lot of talk about gang violence? We're talking about, you know, dysfunctional families. We're talking about some kids that just, you know, make their own rules and all that. You know, what would you change or what would you do to strengthen the families and help the youth so they choose a better path?
Well, yes, the gang violence is starting to be a real problem.
Yeah.
And it has been for quite a while. And, you know, when the parents can't really, you know, control their children too well, when it comes down to family values or it comes down to just their friends at school are starting to do it, so they're going to do it. So it comes from the teachers as well in school.
That's right.
You know, and it comes from the social infrastructure that is in the school and in our communities.
Right.
Right? So when you have those bad elements, you know, they all join in thinking it's cool, you know, and then next thing you know, you have guns in your hand and you're having a gang war.
Yeah.
And you just don't realize it until you're actually in it. And it's all about the money.
Yeah.
You know, so if our community had a good quality of life that is not struggling like they are now,
Okay.
that would just basically take out that element altogether, because people would have money. People would have a better quality of life. Children would have the things they need, and they wouldn't look up to a different, or their way would be steered a different way.
So your approach would be to strengthen the families, make sure that maybe some of the taxes are lowered for them, put the money back into the family pocket. That way they can spend more time with the kids, and the family has better choices to make for the teens, so the kids.
Exactly. It's tough. It's really tough, and it's happening not only in our community, but it's happening across the country.
Yeah.
When people are struggling every month just to pay rent, and as you probably already know, we're having the highest paying. We have the rent, and the mortgage.
Yeah.
The housing. It's all just through the roof. Nobody can afford it.
Yeah.
And it's really saddening to see that. And that's one thing I'm truly advocating for. And that will change.
The affordability of housing is a big issue.
Yeah.
There's no question about it, especially the banks tightening up the rules. You got the stress tests and all that kind of stuff. What would you do? It's a big question, and you may not have the answer. But in terms of handling the issue of housing, have you got a plan? Does your party have a plan to deal with the house crisis?
Yes, we do.
You
Yes,
do?
we do.
Okay.
And in fact, it's a very, very good plan. It's an effective plan.
Okay.
It's called Believing in the People.
All right.
And it's really simple. We don't want the government. We don't need a big government. We are adults. We know how to take care of ourselves. We don't need big governments looking over us. We don't need them telling us what to do, what to say, what to think, such as, free speech, for example. Whereas that's been obviously taken away from us.
Yeah.
Now, in my personal belief, I believe in freedom.
Okay.
And equality for all.
Okay.
And our soldiers died for those very causes.
That's right.
That's our Canadian values. We want to make sure that we keep that in mind when we're voting this October.
Beautiful. Let's talk about the budget.
Yes.
What are your views on the budget? The Liberals been in power the last 4 years.
Yes.
And we know where the budget sits now. So how are you going to fix the budget?
Well, basically, our plan is for 2 years.
2 years?
2 years we'll be balancing the budget.
Yep.
Not only that, we're going to be doing, and to your previous question that wasn't answered properly, we're going to be doing 0% up to $15,000.
Okay.
We're going to be doing 15% up to $100,000.
Okay.
And then 25% after that, that's it. That small business is only 10% flat tax.
Okay.
And that's all we're going to do. And everybody's going to be able to save a lot of money in that way. And, when you have small business in communities, that's what makes a community grow. And the people deserve the money back in their pocket, not being taxed to death, basically.
So you've got a plan for families. You're looking at anywhere from up to 15,000, and then you've got 15 to 100,000.
Yes.
And then 100,000. Okay.
No, it's no less complicated. There's no, you have to do this in order to do that. The accountants are even confused about how to do the books now,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So we're just going to simplify and make it easy and put more money in the people's pocket again.
Yeah.
And get rid of the carbon tax. We don't need that. That's not even supposed to be there in the first place.
But it's just so silly that everything that we do, whether we buy food or it doesn't matter what you do, you buy a house or anything, you're taxed to the roof.
Yes.
There's so many taxes. How does one really stay afloat, like you're saying? Affordability is a huge issue, not only in housing but all around, to sustain yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And one more point I do want to say also is there's a lot of money laundering going on in our community across the Lower Mainland and indeed across the country.
Yeah.
So they're saying it's about a $5 billion problem, but I know it's a lot more than that.
It's more than that.
I'm expecting about a $20 billion problem.
Wow.
And, you got foreign investment coming from overseas, flushing their money through the housing market. Therefore, you have a higher...
Well, and there's evidence of that. Reports done from China and all that.
Chinese are a big part of that.
Yeah.
Yes. And so we're going to put a stop to that.
Okay.
And we're literally going to take our country back. This is our country. We call the shots here, not any other foreign power.
Good for you. Awesome. Immigration. What's your views on immigration?
Immigration, well, yeah, it's a very simple process. We want to simplify it, and we want to make sure that we take care of our people first.
Okay.
When I say that, what I mean is we want to make sure that we have our social structure in place
Yeah.
to help our poor, to help our disabled, to help our newcomers to Canada, and we want to make sure that we have a merit system based
Okay.
where people that are looking for work, coming from Lebanon, coming from India, coming from Taiwan, coming from all over the world,
Yeah.
and we want to make sure that they're in the process of getting helped properly. So in order for us to do that, we want to take care of our security is number one for Canada.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we're filling the spots that we need filled.
Okay.
And they can bring their family. We're all for that. We just want to bring we want to bring the immigration down a little bit, around 250,000, until we get our own house in order. How are you supposed to help anybody if you don't have your own house in order?
Beautiful. That's a good strategy.
You know,
Yeah,
and it just makes logic sense. And that.
Saturdays at 1:30 p.m., Alive with Aman brings you important conversations with leaders in our communities. Fridays at 8:30 p.m., join Rasta Mike for a look at African and Caribbean culture through music and community events, presented in English.
The Liberal government has been spending money like there's no tomorrow, and they don't understand who's going to pay for that the next day.
Okay.
That's going to be us as
All
the
right.
taxpayers, and they're saying $100 million,
Yeah.
billions, 100
Billion.
billion for the next 4 years is
Yeah.
what they announced.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is simply ludicrous.
Okay. Well, you know, when you talk about legalized marijuana, you know, it's a very mixed views. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Obviously, Liberal government brought that in. what is your party's view, or what is your view on legalized marijuana?
Well, for me personally,
Yeah.
I don't care either way.
Okay.
You know, it's not my responsibility to tell another human being what to do with their lives.
Right.
That's where our freedom comes in, right?
Adults, right?
That we're adults,
Okay.
you know, and that's called your personal responsibility. That's part of our platform. So what that says is just I'm just talking marijuana here, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And it's been going on it's been illegal for 40 years, but people still smoke it. And it's also good for health purposes too. You know, I have a lot of friends that have medical use for it.
Yeah.
And it really just, if you're tired, you can't sleep, smoke half a joint, you can go to bed, no problem.
Yeah.
And who am I to tell you not to smoke a joint?
Okay.
That's my view on it.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
I don't want to put any regulations on it either.
Okay.
Just for the government to take some money out of their pocket for it either.
Beautiful.
Because it's just too many regulations around marijuana.
Okay. What's your views on ICBC? Because ICBC is one insurance agency who's got monopoly here. You know, people want to have privatized insurance companies that don't monopolize. You know, I've learned that new students that are coming here, or somebody who just gets their license, you know, they're paying up to like $6,000-7,000 a year for insurance.
Okay.
So, you know, yeah. So, I mean, how the hell do you afford that? Especially when they're making minimum wage, right?
Exactly.
So what are your views on ICBC and insurance?
Well, that comes in with our platform of free trade
Okay.
and free enterprise, and opening the doors to privatize
Yeah.
all insurance companies as it should be. It's already all across Canada. Why not in BC? It seems like it's the provincial government's own piggy bank, and I don't know. It's way too much for the people to afford, in my eyes.
Okay.
And I would like to see that privatized.
Okay.
That's obviously a provincial jurisdiction, but we do hold the federal laws.
That's right. That's right.
And, you know, it starts from the top, and it's what the people want, not one person or some kind of corruption going on behind the doors.
Okay.
We don't tolerate that, and I'm going to say that publicly right now.
I guess our viewers would want to know, if you're a federal MP, would you work with the provincial MLAs to create the change for privatizing insurance?
Of course I would. I would happily see that. And that comes in with free trade, free enterprise, that will just make Canada thrive. Doing free trade with the United States. And it is my prediction that Donald Trump will win in 2020.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
You're putting that on the camera?
I'm putting it on camera. You know, you hate it or you love it, but either way, you know, he's done a lot of good for his people.
Yeah.
And sure, he has his things about him.
You're a funny guy.
But, you know, we have to deal with him in the right way, and he does business.
Yeah.
And, you know, coming from a business background, you know, he knows how to work a deal properly.
Yeah.
And he's basically taking us for a ride, and he's laughing all the way to the bank because they're clueless in Ottawa of how he's actually approaching a deal.
All right. Do you want to have some comments about the current government that's in power? Some of the things you like or you don't like about the way they're doing things?
Well, you know, I'd like to see more of you know, just the Liberals have to go. It's turning more into a communist country. And we don't like that. We don't like being told what to do. You know, this party is the biggest in Canada. We're not getting much publicity because I'm guessing they're terrified of the fact that we're actually fighting on behalf of the people. We have 338 ridings across the country, 338 candidates across the country, which exceeds every single expectation that they have had on us. And we built it in like 1 year. And we have our candidates are so diverse from all walks of life. And we've been told that we are racist. We are told that we are just some radical left-wing thing. No, we're not. We have people that joined us from the NDP, from the Liberals, from every party. It's because they believe in our values.
So for the viewers that don't know much about your party, PPC, maybe it might be a good time now to maybe tell them what your aims are, what your foundation is, and what your values are. as a party?
Yeah, well, our values basically we want to stick with what we believe in, and if you like what we believe in, we just ask you to join us in our movement to preserve the Canadian values that we all cherish so much.
Okay.
That's freedom, personal responsibility, the respect for the people, to unite the people. Once again, as you see, we're getting divided, so we want to make sure we stay unified as a country.
Beautiful.
One people.
One people. One people.
Right.
Canadian.
Canadian.
Okay. All right. All right. So elections, basically, what we're looking at 2 weeks away.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
October
And
21st.
there's advanced polling,
Yeah,
right?
starting on October 11th.
Okay. Where so they can go to various different locations. I'm sure people can find that. You want people to come out and vote for you. Let's plug you in and tell the people why they should. I mean, they've heard you. They know what you stand for, but you got a few minutes to say, why they should come out and vote for you and your party.
Well, I'm basically just saying it how it is. I'm not politically correct. Our party stands for democracy, for freedom, for respect, and for just having an honest and honorable government again. And we stand for the people. We stand united for freedom of speech. We stand united for all walks of life. And we want to make sure that our people in Canada come first. And we want to make sure that we take care of this the right way and approach it from a logical point of view and have people in government that know finance, that know business, that know how to close deals properly, that have the experience behind them, not some drama teacher that basically sunk us, in my eyes. I apologize, but a lot of people have been hurt, and it hurts me. Because if it's one thing I've learned in life, it's always be kind to your fellow Canadian. Help them when they need a hand.
Yeah.
Don't take money out of their pocket. Let them have the responsibility. And I know we can do better. I know it.
Okay.
And I'm not asking you to vote for me. I'm asking you to vote for what you believe and not being told what to believe.